If you want to bevel edges in Tinkercad, the key thing to know is that Tinkercad does not have a one-click bevel tool. So instead, you create the bevel by subtracting material with a hole shape. In this video, I'll show you two simple methods, the wedge method for an angled cut and the box method for a flatter bevel. These are easy techniques that work really well once you understand the basic idea. And if this tutorial helps you out, please hit the like button and subscribe for more Tinkercad and 3D design tutorials. Alright, let's jump in. First, open your Tinkercad project and make sure your object is already on the work plane. The shape you want to bevel can be a box, a custom design, or almost any solid object. The important part is that you're going to cut away the corner instead of trying to edit the edge directly. Let's start with the wedge method, which is the easiest way to create a clean angled bevel. Go to the Basic Shapes panel and drag a wedge onto the work plane. The wedge is useful because its angled face naturally creates that beveled look when you cut it into another shape. Once the wedge is on the work plane, use the rotate handles to turn it until it lines up with the edge you want to bevel. You may need to rotate it in more than one direction, depending on the shape of your object. The goal is to match the wedge angle with the corner you want to remove. After rotating it, move the wedge so it overlaps the corner of your solid object. This overlap is very important because Tinkercad only subtracts the part that intersects with the solid. If the wedge is too far away, nothing will happen. If it's placed correctly, it will cut away that edge when grouped. Now click the shape settings and change the wedge from solid to hole. As soon as it becomes a hole, it stops adding material and starts acting like a cutter. Now select both the object and the wedge hole together. You can drag a selection box around them or hold Shift and click both shapes. Then press Ctrl+G to group them. Once you group the shapes, Tinkercad will subtract the hole from the solid, and you'll see the corner bevel appear instantly. This is the main trick for beveling edges in Tinkercad. If the cut doesn't look right, just undo it, reposition the wedge, and group again until the angle looks perfect. Now let's look at the box method, which gives you a flatter bevel or chamfer style cut. This method works in a very similar way, but instead of using a wedge, you can use a box as a hole. Drag a box onto the work plane, or use another wedge if you prefer a different shape. Change it to hole right away so you don't forget, then rotate it 45 degrees, especially if you want a diagonal cut across the corner. After that, position it against the edge of your object so it overlaps the part you want removed. Once it is lined up, select both shapes and group them. The box hole will cut into the edge and create a flatter bevel effect. This is a great option if you want a more geometric or trimmed look rather than a sloped wedge shape. You can also resize the hole shape to control how deep or wide the bevel becomes. A larger hole creates a bigger chamfer, while a smaller one gives you a subtle edge detail. If you want the bevel on multiple corners, just duplicate the hole shape and place copies where needed. You can do this by selecting the hole and using Ctrl+D to duplicate it, then moving each copy into position. This saves time and helps you keep all the bevels consistent. It's especially useful for boxes, panels, brackets, and simple mechanical designs where clean edge treatment makes the model look more polished. A few quick tips will help you get better results. First, always make sure the hole actually overlaps the solid. Second, check your rotation carefully, because even a small angle difference can change the bevel look a lot. Third, use the group command only when everything is positioned correctly, since grouping applies the cut immediately. And fourth, if your shape disappears or looks odd, zoom in and inspect the placement of the hole. In most cases, the fix is just a small adjustment. So to recap, if you want to bevel edges in Tinkercad, you need to use a hole shape to cut away the corner. The wedge method is best for a smooth angled cut, while the box method is great for a flatter chamfer effect. Both methods are simple, fast, and very effective once you practice them a couple of times. If you follow these steps, you'll be able to make your Tinkercad models look much cleaner and more professional. If this video helped, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more easy design tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.